When you're learning something new, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. You're venturing into the unknown and your brain starts throwing out doubts. What if I'm terrible at this? What if it's not worth the effort? What if I don't even know where to begin? That fear is normal though. It's how we're wired. But over the years, I've developed a way to make learning new skills feel less intimidating and more exciting. I call it context mapping. So context mapping is the process of taking something you already know, like a skill, experience, or framework, and applying it to a completely different area of your life. Here's the best part. You're never truly starting from scratch. Even if the skill feels brand new, you're bringing in skills from context and experiences from other areas of your life to fill in the gaps. I've used this approach throughout my career transitions, and it's become the foundation of how I tackle new challenges. It's not a theory. It's a way of thinking that's helped me and others learn faster without the stress that comes with starting over. This process aligns with research on contextualized skill acquisition, which is basically emphasizing that learning is most effective when adapted to specific environments and challenges. Now, the amygdala is a region of our brain that plays a central role in processing fear. Research shows that when tasks feel too complex or overwhelming, heightened amygdala activity can strengthen associations between learning and fear, making new skills feel intimidating. But here's the good news. Breaking skills into smaller, more manageable tasks allows you to not only take advantage of context mapping, but it reduces the fear response that your amygdala might have. This small shift not only makes the process less daunting, but it also allows you to build positive momentum for continued growth. I spent over 10 years in the fitness business. At first, I thought the skills that I learned there were kind of limited to that world. But when I started new things like podcasting or consulting, I realized I wasn't starting from scratch. I was using context mapping to help transfer my existing skills and what I knew to these new fields. Here are a few ways of how it worked for me. Going from fitness coaching to project management. Coaching fitness allowed me to build skills that would help me later on with project management. Simplifying big goals into manageable actions in fitness taught me how to break down complex projects. Ideating, delegating, giving feedback, scripting, recording, editing, designing, publishing, and more. Then tracking fitness data led me to building downloadable assets. So tracking client progress in fitness helped me analyze patterns. I would apply that same skill to track audience behavior and create free downloads that would help me build a list of qualified leads. And this was something I was able to duplicate over and over. The skill of teaching movements helped me in communicating ideas. So breaking complex movements into teachable steps gave me the ability to explain big ideas clearly in articles, podcasts, and videos. So handling sales calls was something that would later on in my business help me sell my consulting and done-for-you services. It taught me to understand pain points, ask great questions, and offer tailored solutions. Skills that I still use to this day for production consulting and my done-for-you services. The skill and the process of strength building showed me kind of the resilience in business. So being able to build strength in fitness requires breaking muscles down to grow stronger. And in business, learning from setbacks and rebuilding better systems follows the same principle. The skill of strength balance helped me to identify weaknesses. So preventing injuries in fitness meant analyzing weak areas worth strengthening. I now use that mindset to address weak processes in business, focusing on the most critical areas. When I was coaching fitness, I got to learn about handling unhappy clients. And that really led to me later on learning to reduce churn, not just in that business, but in my current business. So dealing with unhappy clients in fitness taught me how to listen, how to adapt, how to use feedback to reduce churn in consulting, timing core deliverables to scaling efficiently. So I would write over 250 plus custom workouts weekly for clients in over 14 plus countries. And by timing how long each deliverable took, I optimized my workflow. Today, I use that same skill to make scaling and streamlining math over mystery. This is where my Notion time tracking template actually comes in. So that's why I developed it. I was like, okay, I'm used to tracking my time and doing these things for writing programs and conducting consultations. I would carry over that same skill and now just start tracking my inputs for what was actually going into my business. So it allowed the shift of what to track, what's valuable, what's important. It felt less ambiguous, right? It wasn't a mystery. It was just math, the skill of helping build fitness podcasts, and then later on applying that across industries. So starting with fitness podcasts taught me the principles of podcast production, branding, positioning. I now apply those skills to clients in sectors like cybersecurity, finance, tech, engineering, science, and more. Each time I leaned into what I already knew, the fear of starting something new felt smaller. So here's how you can start using context mapping right now, no matter what you are working on or chasing. Number one, spot your micro skills. So identify the small specific abilities you've already mastered. These are your anchors, skills that you can transfer into new areas. Number two, map skills to the new challenge. Break down the new skill into smaller parts and ask, where do my existing skills fit? Connect the dots between what you know and what you're trying to learn. You'll be surprised if you apply these two steps, how you can go from feeling very unfamiliar to pretty familiar in a very short amount of time. So remember, the big takeaway is you don't have to start over when you're learning something new. By using context mapping, you can bridge the gap between the skills that you already have and the new challenges that you want to tackle. So comment below, what's one new skill that you want to learn? And what's one micro skill that you already have that can help you get started? You'll be amazed at how much progress you can make when you build on what you already know.